Hey Fantasy Forgers, what's up? My name is Max. I'm going to be doing a new video today, kind of a top 10 thing on the first 100 Avengers book, what I think are the big spec books, big keys, what I would advise them getting, and some of these books I've personally gotten and I'm looking at actively right now. We recently had the new Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame, come out, kind of rounded up the Infinity Saga, so that was the kind of first wave is what I like to think, and now we'll have a ton of new possibilities opening up for us, and it's kind of an unclear way which they're going to go, but we've received some leaks, rumors, news, whatever you like to call it, on what's going to be happening. So I went through the top 100, the first 100 Avengers books, and I picked 10 of them, a few honorable mentions, and what I think are big books that I would spec on. We got the prices from a combination of eBay and Key Collector, so they should be around accurate pricing, and it's good. So here we go. Number 10 is Avengers 28. It's the first appearance of the Collector. So we saw the Collector, he kind of died, kind of not sure for sure in Infinity War when Thanos went to nowhere and decimated the whole place and destroyed everyone. And he was kind of an illusion, but he was kind of there. So the Collector's kind of this cosmic entity type character. Sometimes he's the brother of the Grand Master who we saw Jeff Goldblum play in Thor Ragnarok. And the reason why I think this could be a big book is he's been involved in some of the Contest of Champions storylines that have come up, and with that, he's one of the big main guys into the Grand Master. And he's not certainly dead, but with all these new storylines that they could take off because they did all the Infinity stuff, I think that the Contest of Champions would be really cool that they could do right. So with this one, prices are low grade $25 around there, mid $7, and then high $400. It's an old Silver Age book, so the highs are always going to be big. Number 9, Avengers 53. This is in a first appearance. It's more of a first crossover between the Avengers team and the X-Men. So the reason I picked Avengers 53 was because Fox was just bought by Disney, so those characters are kind of going to be pooled in eventually. And I'm sure we'll get the X-Men in at some point if everything goes to plan. So, and of course we're going to see the Avengers and the X-Men on screen together. I mean, no doubt about it. So I think this one will be big because maybe we get an Avengers versus an X-Men movie, whatever. And so that's my pick, and it's an affordable one too. Low grade, around $8. I mean, that's a low grade. Mid, 25 to 30, around there. You can get it for a good price. And then high grades for around 100 to 110. I think that's pretty good. It's an interesting book, especially if you're kind of looking at those X-Men guys. Want to get a good key in there. For number 8, I have Avengers 64. This one is the first appearance of Barney Barton / Trickshot. That's what his evil villain kind of guy is. And so this is the twin brother, the brother of the Hawkeye we know, Clint Barton. And the reason I say this is because people have been speculating, and they think that with this new Hawkeye and Kate Bishop show, that Trickshot could be involved in some way as a villain. And I think that's interesting. I mean, it's not too expensive a book, so it could be a good idea to pick up. It's not too big, and it's a classic Silver Age book, so it's not like it's going to drastically decrease or something like that. So with this one, we low grade selling for like $5 to $15. They're really cheap low grade, but I wouldn't recommend it. Then mid grade, kind of 20-ish around there. And then high grades really sell for $60. So this is a really affordable key that I think it's the first appearance. And just think about that. This is my number 7 pick, Avengers number 9. This is the first appearance and death of Wonder Man. Now you may be saying, first appearance in death? What? Well, this guy, he's an interesting character. He pops up a few times. We've actually already seen him in the MCU, all kind of a background nod really. He was supposed to make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But it was I think it was sidelined due to scheduling conflicts with the actor they have, Nathan Fillion. A lot of people like Nathan Fillion. I like him too. I enjoyed him as Cade Six in Destiny. And the reason he was in the movies is because in the theater scene on Earth, they had a few of the movie posters. Because Wonder Man is an actor, but he's also this like mysterious superhero type guy. So it's a classic one. And it's Avengers number 9 too. So it's the first 10. So this one's gonna have higher prices. So low grades kind of selling for around $50. Mid, selling for around 150. High, like basically really good ones, 870. I mean, it's a first 10 Avengers. It's gonna be there, but you can get mid to high grade copies for an affordable price. I've been looking at this one just because I think it's a cool character. I've read more about him, and James Gunn wanted to feature him in a kind of cameo type role. And so he's there. He's a classic Avengers guy. I can see him certainly popping up in the future. Number 7, Avengers number 9. My next pick is it's number 6, Avengers 85. This is the first appearance of the Squadron Supreme. You have a ton of different characters kind of popping up together. For my first kind of introduction to these characters was when I was watching the cartoon when I was younger. And I specifically remember, I think his name was Hyperion and a bunch of other guys. They felt more like the anti-Justice League guys, like the Elder Universe. That's what they reminded me of, fighting the Avengers. So it was pretty cool. I can totally see them come up in either, say, a S.H.I.E.L.D. type movie or the Avengers type thing. Big superhero team to face. We saw the Avengers always fighting some big villain and a bunch of drones, whether it's Loki and his aliens or Ultron and his robots. The closest thing we really got was them fighting Thanos, and there was his Children of Thanos gang kind of along there, but they didn't have that big of a part. I think it'd be really cool if they did a team movie, and although that could be kind of like the Avengers X-Men type thing, but I think Squadron Supreme makes more sense as their villains. So with this one, low grade gonna be around $9, mid gonna be $20, high gonna be $90. It's an affordable book for sure. I'm definitely looking at this one. Makes a lot of sense to me because it's for real. I mean, it's early Avengers. It's not going anywhere. It's Silver Age. Certainly not going to decrease, and I think it makes sense to pick up at some point. This is Avengers 80. This is my number 5 pick, right? First appearance and origin of Red Wolf. So with this one, it's a bit interesting. They have a new comic book kind of coming out in tie with the guy from Black Eyed Peas, which I know you're funny. This is how I heard about the character first when I looked into him. So, this guy's first appearance is in there. So he has something to do with it. There's a lot of speculation about man-wolf or a werewolf or werewolf by night or whatever. And I think this character makes the most sense out of him. Marvel's been going for a lot of diversity. I mean, that's just the facts. They like to do that women's scene and Endgame or whatever, or put in actors of different ethnicities. And instead of doing just a normal werewolf guy or whatever, I can totally see him doing this. Because with Red Wolf, he's a Native American, and he has to do with those type of powers and stuff. And I've read about him. The dude's a badass. He's pretty cool, too. And I can totally see him putting him there. And they're doing this new series. And the reason Werewolf by Night kind of came up is because he had stuff to do with Blade and Moon Knight, really. And then they did this series, A New Werewolf by Night, which is a new character. And it involves a Red Wolf, which is where I heard about him, and I think that's a good one. Low grades, right? I'm gonna sell for $10, mid 30s, high 100s. It's a cheap book. I mean, this is one I'm looking at too. It makes a lot of sense to me mentally when you start linking up the puzzle, connecting the pieces. That's why I think this is a good book to spec off. This is my next one. My number 4 pick, Avengers 19. First appearance of Swordsman and origin of Hawkeye. So low grade's gonna be $12, mid grade's gonna be $40, high grade's gonna be around $230. So I have it right here, right? Avengers 19, early Avengers. I got this one on a deal. I mean, it's an alright copy. If I do get it, I don't plan on getting it graded right away, but if I do, I'll certainly get it pressed and cleaned. But it's a really cool book. It's a classic Avengers cover, first 20, which is awesome. I really enjoy having this one in my collection. But the reason I think it's a good deal is because this Hawkeye show, honestly, we don't know what direction they're going. We just know that, there's some rumors about Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, and then we'll have Jeremy Renner. This one is the origin of Hawkeye, so if that's explored in there, we have that too. And then this is a classic Hawkeye villain who has turned hero. He's all over the place. And he's looking at him. He's got this cool mustache and a sword. I think he's a cool character. And I totally can see him showing up in the Hawkeye show. My earlier pick, Barney Barton, or this guy. So I totally think that one of those two characters could be included it'd be an interesting type of thing because we haven't seen that many sword type characters between like Heimdall and I think Taskmaster. So that's my number 4 pick, Avengers 19. My next pick is number 3, Avengers 43. A lot of people have been hearing about this one, especially the Black Widow movie that was already supposed to come out by now. It is the first appearance of the Red Guardian, right? So for low grade copies, it's $30. High, it's gonna be $280, and mid grade, it's gonna be $80. The reason I put this one on here is we already saw him in the trailer. He's kind of the Russia's attempt at a Captain America Cold War, and we've seen him. The guy who plays Hopper from Stranger Things is playing him. He's gonna be a funny type of character, and I think that with this movie being postponed a lot, kind of moved back due to the virus, that it's kind of creeping, and it'll take, because it was big in news. Everyone was like, "Ooh, Red Guardian first appearance," and everyone was expecting the movie to come out, and now he's kind of just there, not that much noise, and I think it'd be a nice silent pickup, and then you could flip that when the movie comes out. That's why I put it up here. This type of thing like that. So that's my number 3 pick, Avengers 43. My number 2 pick is Avengers 47, right? This is the first appearance of Dane Whitman. Now you may be asking, as a Marvel fan, who's Dane Whitman? Who's that guy? Well, Dane Whitman is from kind of a line British heritage, right? His uncle was this villainous Black Knight, and then he has blood going back to King Arthur in those days. He's a character who's been involved with Excalibur, the Avengers for a time, and the reason I'm specking on this one is because in the Eternals, we heard that the guy who plays Jon Snow, right, Kit Harington, has been cast as Dane Whitman, who's the Black Knight. I was a big Game of Thrones fan until they completely threw out the final season and it was complete trash. Jon Snow's pretty good, big Jon guy. I was hoping he got on the throne. But the reason I put this one on here is because he's kind of going to be a lead casting thing, and a lot of people think that he'll eventually carry on his own franchise, right? So this is the first appearance of him. Low grade's kind of 40, mid 120, high 400. It's an early Silver Age book. It's a big first appearance too. Now I'm going to go through 3 honorable mentions, just mention them, say why I think they were cool. So this one's not really spec, but it's one I thought was cool, is Avengers 12. The reason I put this one there is because it has a letter from a young George R.R. Martin, the author who wrote the Game of Thrones books, A Song of Ice and Fire. I didn't know that. I was doing research and I saw it and I thought it was really cool. I'm a Game of Thrones fan. I read the book. I thought it was good. So that's why I have that there. Next is Avengers 89. The reason this is there is because it's the first Kree Skull War type appearance type thing. And the reason I put that there is because in first Captain Marvel, we saw both the Kree and the Skrulls. And I think that they could do a secret invasion type thing or just have bigger war because it's kind of already going on. Then next one is Avengers 69. This is the first appearance of the Grandmaster. This is the character Jeff Goldblum played in Thor Ragnarok. His book's kind of gone down a little bit. But as I said earlier, he's involved in Conscious Champions a lot. And if they do include that, I think he could bring back, although we don't know what his fate was because he crashed his ship. And the villagers kind of attacked him. So those are my 3 honorable mentions, right? Now for my number 1 pick, right? You guys must be wondering, what is this? Well, this is kind of going with my number 2 pick. It's Avengers 48. And what's so special about this is that it's the Dane Whitman, right, becoming the Black Knight. So the first 47 is his first appearance. And then he's kind of there as like an archaeologist type guy. And then this one, he actually becomes the Black Knight when his uncle's defeated. And he takes up the mantle. So interestingly enough, when I first was looking at these books, I thought 47 was going to be the more bigger one. I mean, it's his first appearance. It's only an issue difference. Not that big of a deal, but interestingly enough, right? This one's more expensive. So for low grade, going to be kind of $50. Mid grade, going to be around 180. High, like 90, it's right, 825. I mean, it's first 50 Avengers. Silver Age book from 1968. I get a 6.5. This one's good enough for me, honestly. I got it for my personal collection more than anything, just because I'm excited to see Kit Harington take up the role, and it's a classic cover. You got him on his flying genetically engineered horse here. It's pretty cool. As I said before, with 47, he's going to be in the Eternals. I think he's going to be one of the main roles, and I can see him picking up a franchise and taking it over and being involved in the Avengers. So that's my number one pick, Avengers number 48. Right. So I hope you enjoyed this top 10 list. We did the honorable mentions this time too. It gave me a lot of insight, kind of doing the research into books that I personally going to look at. I know that I'm going to look at a few of them, and well, not a few of them, all of them, of course. But it's exciting because we have this kind of Wild West type thing where there's a lot of different stuff kind of going around. You're hearing different news, different leaks, rumors, speculation, whatever. And my name is Max. This has been Fantasy Forge Top 10 List. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, possibly subscribe. Thank you. Bye. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I was just checking out the latest Fantasy Forge video. I hope you guys liked what you just watched. It was pretty good, right? Right? Yeah, I see a smile in there. So maybe you want to check out some of our other videos. They should be popping out on screen. Possibly, maybe. You should check them out, right? I see you. Did you spill some water there? What's that? Yeah. All right. See you guys later.